The university is best known because we've been focused on innovation. And there are three I's that are very, very important for us. The first I is, of course, innovation, which is curricular innovation, how we deliver our curriculum, interdisciplinary programs, so nature of programs, and so on. And also, of course, the third part, that is what the students and the faculty together contribute to the industry and the society in the form of new ideas and new concepts. Second I is international, because we are a very internationally minded institution, having a good amount of international students, a lot of international faculty on campus as well as visiting. And the third I is interdisciplinary, because we believe that education, the way the industry is evolving to be cross-functional and cross-industrial rather than one industry defined by industry segment, education is also of the same kind, because we are no more the students of disciplines, but we are students of problems. And so the program should be organized around larger problems, and interdisciplinarity input should be given to them so that they can effectively solve those problems. Coming to the NEP and where do I see the next 5-10 years, I guess NEP is a fantastic document which had come up. It has all good things, there's nothing wrong to say it, and the beauty of the document is that it has been left open for everybody to interpret it in their own ways, and that flexibility should not go away. That flexibility should remain. That should be the focus of NEP. I'm seeing a lot of effort being made to structuralize that NEP document at various levels. Instead of doing that, it should be left to the individual institutions to take NEP as a foundational idea and then implement those ideas in their own unique ways. That's where the education will bloom with new ideas, new thoughts, new processes which otherwise have not been seen. So far the education sector has been very, very confined by a lot of structural processes. Now, from being process driven function, as we all seen in the industry segment also, industry segment was all about quality, and quality was about processes. Same was done in education. Now industry is also all about innovation. Similarly, education should also become about innovation, and that's where NEP becomes a very, very important document to have, becomes a very important thing to follow, but structurally we should not confine it any further. And the last part, that is, I think it's a great time for higher education in India, or even in the global context, as our Honorable Prime Minister has been also saying, that we are going to be the factory in a way of talent for the world. It's so we should not look at our talent only to be utilized or to be of use within our country. It is going to be a global talent. All over the world there will be Indian students who will go and will perform different jobs, functions, and they will be able to bring in wealth, create wealth. And that is where I think the Indian higher education system is poised, and it's, I would say, the Suvarna Kal for the Indian higher education system as well as for the students. Three types of skills, I'm not going by the classical definitions and all that, but three types broadly. One is the functional skills. Are you able to do this task? Are you able to do that task? And so on. Second is the cognitive skills, and the third is the metacognitive skills. Now the first type of skill, I believe should not be much emphasized on, because it's more of a just-in-time kind of a thing. If you are going to need that skill, you can go and learn it and then start using it. That should be like an on order kind of a thing. It need not be planned for a student to be imbibed in the student. But the other two are very, very important. I think the skill word should be used in the right context, and the context should not be forgotten. So that is the cognitive skills, that is the skills to analyze, skills to able numeracy skills, the skills around synthesis. Once you have analyzed the data, you should be able to synthesize the data and draw a new meaning out of it. These are the skills, the cognitive skills, which are very, very critical and which will separate, or which rather separates a man from the machine. And the third is the metacognitive skills, that is thinking about thinking, learning to learn. And that, in my opinion, is going to be the most important skill that we have to imbibe in our student, because future of work is not known. The future itself is not known. I have a student enrolling with me today in first year. Is when the student is going to graduate after 4 years. Do I know what the industry is going to be like? Do I know what the world is going to be like? Do I know what the society is going to be like? No. But the student, will he have to survive? Yes, he will have to survive. So I have to give him, as an educator, those cognitive and metacognitive skills, so that come what may, the student will be able to adapt. The 21st century is all about adaptability. If you are adaptable, if you are malleable, you will be successful. And that's what we as educators have to work upon on our students. I think it's a fantastic question that you ask, because that's where the things are going kind of wrong. Yes, the fact of the matter is you need livelihood. Livelihood comes through a job, and therefore placement becomes a very key aspect in the afterlife of a student. So institutions focusing on placement is a requirement, and there is no harm in doing that. But that being the sole goal of higher education, then the problem begins, because then you are essentially restricting a growth of a student from a very simplistic perspective of finding an employment for that student and not a career. We have to distinguish between a career and a first job, because career means where you are able to grow, where you are able to undertake transitions in your work life and move up the ladder. That is a career. And if we have to prepare for a career, then that's a much bigger canvas. Similarly, it is our responsibility as educators to have a student come out as a good social citizen. Because if the student coming out is not a good citizen, then again we are failing in our responsibility as educators. Because as youth, when they go and become a part of the society, they have to add value to the society and perform as a part of the society. So all these three aspects have to be the part of education, that is creating a good citizen. Second is then looking at a student from a career perspective and not just a job. And third, of course, is placement, because that's eventually what everybody would want to have. But all three have to be kept in mind, and education pathway have to be determined in that fashion. I would look at all of these as teaching or learning aids. So aids, there's no harm. You can use in anything which helps you to enhance your ability to teach better, enhance the ability of the student to learn better, is welcome. But that can't be the goal. That's not the solution. That's a part of the process. That's a part of an input. and that is what is the limited purpose of that, and it should be left at that limited purpose and should not be made as the main purpose. I guess the final message, I don't but be positive about everything. I know it at times feels very scary. At times it feels like a doomsday scenario that, oh, the whole world is going to come crashing down because of this uncertainties. We all use this word frequently. We live in a VUCA world, that is a world with full of vulnerabilities, uncertainties, and ambiguities and complexities. So there is a certain amount of fear, but the things will turn out well. It's all up to us as individuals that how we make the best of a given situation, and we acquire the right kind of abilities, right kind of cognitive and metacognitive skills, then there is no reason why any of these changes will affect us negatively. So be positive is the message that I would like to give.